the NFL now. Dak Prescott and the Cowboys offense firing on all cylinders on Monday night against the Raiders. Dak tied his season high with 4 touchdown passes, completed over 75% of those passes. The result was a much-needed win that kept the Cowboys' playoff hopes alive. Overall, Dak has been impressive this season, ranking in the top 5 of most quarterback metrics. His total QBR of 75 is his best since his rookie season in 2016, with his nearly 70% completion rate, which was the best of his career. Okay, so up next, the Cowboys have a huge game against the Eagles, as we talked about a lot, division rival. Peter Schrager now joins the show. What is at stake for Dak Prescott this weekend?
Well, 2 weeks ago, I was in Dallas and watched the Dallas Cowboys put together one of the worst performances you will see an NFL team do on Monday Night Football, losing to the Arizona Cardinals with Bam Knight and DeMarcado running all over them and us hailing Jacoby Brissett the next great thing. 2 weeks later, Swagoo and I were in Vegas, and I watched a Cowboys team that I think would have beaten the 76 Steelers on Monday night. This Cowboys team looked night and day from the version that we saw just 2 weeks earlier. And my statement here is that the next 3 games, this stretch, is a legacy-defining 3 weeks for one Dak Prescott. And I believe there's a very good chance that the Cowboys run the table in these 3 games. Now, hear me out. Eagles, Chiefs, Lions. Eagles game, national audience. Chiefs game, Thanksgiving. Lions, national audience. This Cowboys team, with the additions of Quinnen and Logan Wilson and what they got back with Overshown, and then I take it to a dramatic place here, and I understand this is a bit of a right turn, but Swagoo is in the building as well, and I think he could back me up. The way this team got off the bus, in their Marshawn Kneeland shirts, coming off a bye week, where they were listening to all the outside noise going into it, and then real life happened, I believe this team is all on the same page. I believe they were galvanized by this moment, and I believe they needed something like Monday night's victory to kickstart and look at each other and say, you know what, screw it, let's do this thing. Dak Prescott has been good all season long. Heavy is the crown. He makes a ton of money. He makes $60 million. Go have your stretch. Go have your moment. These next 3 weeks, I could see the Cowboys doing some real things here and following Dak's lead, who has been the ultimate leader through what was a real-life tragedy and a real-life crisis, and he has handled this like maybe no other quarterback could.
Ragu?
After Schrags gives a statement like that, what the hell do y'all want me to say? I got motivated, Schrags. I got motivated by what you said, but I'm nervous, man. And I think you're right. I think this next 3-game stretch will say a lot about Dak Prescott. Now, everybody will go to the playoffs, Shreg, and everybody will talk about it really is not legacy defining because you get into the postseason. But I do agree with you here. You look at what's at stake for this football team. You look at who the opponents are and how well respected they are in this league, and which I don't think is going to happen. But by some stretch of the imagination, they actually win the next 3 games, and Dak Prescott performs at a very high level, and this team is a lot better. People will look at this stretch and say a team that was on the brink of not having the opportunity to make the playoffs, their quarterback came through and they beat 3 teams in this league that nobody thought they would beat at this point of the season. So there is some validity to that. Problem is, I just don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we talked about this in the first hour, Shreg. With Philly, it's always a toss-up. As good as Philly is, I got a ton of respect for what Philly is, but this is a divisional game. I don't think anybody is crazy for saying that the Dallas Cowboys could win against Philly at home. I don't think it's going to happen, but I think if they won, I don't think we would be surprised. You got a desperate Kansas City Chiefs team on Thanksgiving, and you got a Detroit Lions team that's probably about to start playing with a lot of desperation, who I think are 2 better teams than Dallas. And I understand what you and I were there, and they are galvanized. And I talked about that in the first hour. There's a different tone and tenor to what this football team is, and obviously because of what they went through. But ultimately, this game is the biggest humbler in the world. And I think these 3 teams that they're playing, but 2 specifically after the Philadelphia Eagles, that's going to be probably the toughest task that this team is going to face all year, because it's 2 teams that's playing desperate football that we all have a ton of respect for, and we know that they have the personnel to win any game that they play in. But if Dak does go on a 3-0 run and wins these next 3 games, Schrags, I'm with you. I do think people will look at him completely different based on how he plays if the team wins these next 3 games.
Well, I'll say 2 quickies. It's the Raiders. You have to calm down.
Fair.
And if they're that together as a team, then how in the world does CeeDee
Lamb and Pickens? I get you.
Screw up and they don't play in the first series of the game?
Fair.
I mean, you can't tell me they're a together team, uniform, we're going to show you outside noise, and then I get their 2 receivers who basically get suspended and can't play in the first series of the game. I can't buy that one. That's my point there.
Number 2.
What's your next
What else
point?
you got? You said I got 2 points.
I don't know if they're consistent. Like Stevie, I'm with Stevie on this, and here go. I'll make it quick. I just don't know if they're consistent enough to win 2 out of the. I think they're going to win 2 of the 3. You want to win all 3, even to get 2. That's just asking a lot for a team that has been very up and down. They lost to the Bears. They lost to Carolina. I mean, I can't go too crazy because all of a sudden now they look like world beaters, and they're not going to beat the 76 Steelers because they beat the Raiders 33-16. And you're a historian. You're better than that. You are better than
You don't
that.
think beating Rasheed Mostert in the 2025 Raiders?
No?
Okay, all right.
Rocky Pryor.
All right,
Yes,
fine.
sir.
Okay.
No way. So I think that Dallas to win the next 2 of 3 is asking a lot.
All right. Dak
Maybe?
Prescott has won 18 straight at home against divisional opponents. Just throwing it out there. Stephen A.?
Peter, I think that your position is a bit extreme in terms of you saying legacy defining, in terms of the outcome of the game. I do think how he performed matters, but we've seen them tie with Green Bay. He dropped 40. That wasn't on him. So my point to you is that I think what you're saying makes sense if we're talking about him performing well compared to wetting the bed. Knowing how important this is, knowing the adjustments that have been made or the alterations that have been made. Overshawn is back, obviously. Overshawn is back. Of course, you got Quentin Williams and Logan Wilson back in there now. You got them there now that you've acquired them. The defense is supposed to look better. If the defense still looking like trash the way that they did for the better part of the first half of the season, then that's not on Dak Prescott. Now, if he goes out there and suddenly they can't score against Philly, Kansas City, you know, and I forgot the third team they're playing.
Detroit.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you Detroit, thank you. I said if they go out and they can't score, and with CeeDee Lamb and with George Pickens and Ferguson and all of these cats, they can't do anything right offensively, then your point is valid. But if Dak Prescott goes out there and he plays well and the offense is clicking, but the defense is trash, that's not on him. And that's the only thing that I would say.
I would add this. It's almost as much about the leadership piece of this for Dak to me. This is a man who makes $60 million. There's no excuses for him not being able to rise above statistically, and he's always done that. This is where the team was at a crossroads. There's a real crisis, and then real life hits. So at the same point where they're losing these games to the Arizona Cardinals at home on Monday Night Football, which is inconceivable if you look at it now and think about what that happened in that game just less than a month ago, to now, all right, real life hits. Dak, we pay you all this money. You've been through it on a personal level when there's tragedy like this. And to tell the rest of the guys, hey, follow me. I got you. And then to go run off these 3 wins. I'll go a step further. I just saw the full screen of that schedule. I don't think the Vikings are world beaters. I just watched the Jaguars dominate the Chargers. I don't think the Giants are any good. And the Commanders on Christmas Day, the Cowboys could be double-digit favorites by that point. There is no reason that the Cowboys, after what they did Monday night, and granted it was against a terrible Raiders team, can't look around at each other and say, you know what, why not us? Let's go on the run. Let us be the story. And you know what? If Dak Prescott is being paid what he's paid and is the leader that he has, and he's got those 2 alpha wide receivers, why not?
Well, I will say this, last point.
But Shrey, go ahead, Stephen A. Go ahead.
Last point, and this is very important to bring up. You know, we all know what you're alluding to when you talk about Dak Prescott relating to the personal tragedy that took place. We know what happened with his brother in April of 2020. Our heart goes out to him, and obviously Dak Prescott overcame a lot, and tribute to him for being